Before we show all of our experiment, we would like to explain our hypothesis and procedure.
Our experiment was a combination of a wording effect and false presumptions, which we ultimately hope to use to create a false or altered memory.
In order to do this, we had 16 volunteer subjects read a 3-page article and directly thereafter answer a questionnaire on their memory of the reading. We had an experimental and control questionnaire, which created our control and experimental groups.
With this setup in mind, we constructed a testable hypothesis. If we falsely presume incorrect information while questioning the memory of our subjects, then they will more often recall their memory of the information incorrectly at a later time, as compared to those whose questions addressed the information accurately.
To test this, we read to our subjects that they were to read an article and answer a questionnaire immediately after. We told them that this would be a test of their memory of the article, but truly only question 6 was necessary to our experiment. In this question, we asked subjects which car the people of the article drove. For the control group, the question read, what type of car were Jack and the author driving through Burbank, California? Burbank was the actual location in the article.
For the experimental group, the question read, what type of car were Jack and the author driving through Palmdale, California? Palmdale was never mentioned in the article, and therefore is our false information. To implement random assignment, we thoroughly shuffled our control and experimental questionnaires together into one pile. From that point on, we handed out the questionnaires in the order of the pile to ensure that subjects had equal opportunity to be in the experimental or control group.
Here you can see 2 of our subjects who have finished reading their articles. I took their articles and then allowed them to take a questionnaire from the top of the shuffled pile. It just so happens that the subject on the right got the control questionnaire and that the subject on the left got the experimental questionnaire. In total, we had 7 experimental and 9 control tests taken.
Our independent variable was the manipulation of the location included in question 6 of the first questionnaire. All other questions were fillers. Subjects were either exposed to Burbank in the question, which was the control condition, or Palmdale, which was the experimental condition.
Our dependent variable was the answer to question number 1 in the post-1-week questionnaire. This questionnaire was the same for both the control and the experimental groups. The question read, in the first paragraph of the article, what was the name of the city Jack Johnson and the author drove through in Jack's PT Cruiser? Answers included A. San Diego, B. Palmdale, C. Santa Fe, and D. Burbank.
Here are the results of our experiment. Correct control answers are only the answers of Burbank on question 1. All other answers go into the incorrect category, including Palmdale.
Correct experimental group answers are also defined as only Burbank. Incorrect answers in the experimental group were only answered San Diego or Santa Fe. A false memory indicates that someone in the experimental group answered Palmdale.
As you can see, the majority of the participants, 12 out of 16, were unable to remember the location at all and just took a random guess. 3 out of the 16 total participants correctly remembered Burbank as a location. We were only able to successfully implant a false memory in 1 test subject.
These results are preliminary, but we can still draw several conclusions from them. We can conclude that a 1-week wait period between the first and second test may have made it too difficult for subjects to retain specific information, whether it be true or false. Our 1 test subject does show potential for our idea of creating false memories, but more tests would need to be done to truly prove our hypothesis.
On a side note, our results could have been confounded by the fact that the questions with 1 true or false information was easy, and that many subjects reported reading the keywords car and PT Cruiser and answered the question without reading it fully. This means subjects would never be exposed to the independent variable at all. Thanks for watching.